Centuries, astrology has fascinated, inspired, and guided people, giving meaning to their mysteries of life and the cosmos. But today, we are asking a question that might seem challenging and even controversial. The question is: has astrology made us weak? Astrology has ancient roots. Long before we had telescopes or science to explain the movement of the heavens, early cultures look to the stars for answers. They do not had telescope or science. Before that there was stars, and our early culture used to explain these things by the stars. They noticed pattern, made connection with them, and woven the stories around these observations. For many, astrology offered a comforting narrative, an idea that there is a cosmic order, a purpose to our lives. But today, the context has been changed entirely. We often see people treating astrology as more than a story. Astrology has become a powerful tool for many of us to understand who we are, who we might be, and even who we might become. But like all powerful tools, there are both constructive and destructive ways to use it. If you talk about the positive sides, astrology can act as a mirror. If you're thinking that what is the positive impact of the astrology, it can act as a mirror reflecting aspects of ourselves we might not otherwise see. For instance, knowing your zodiac sign traits, you say you are a Virgo, known for being detail oriented and analytical, can help you understand, leverage those strengths in your life. Astrology can give us a language for our experiences and emotions. If you are going through a challenging period, knowing that Saturn, the planet of discipline and structure, is affecting your chart might make you feel less alone. It can be incredibly validating, offering comfort and encouragement during tough times. Let's say someone is going through a period of intense self-doubt and restriction. Rather than seeing this as a failure or personal flaw, astrology might suggest that it is Saturn return, a transformative time that brings harsh relations but ultimately leads to growth. Knowing this can transform despair into purpose, making one feel like the difficulties have meanings. So astrology has the power to create self-awareness and offer guidance. It allows us to perceive life through a new lens. But as we will discuss, that same power can also create this dependency. Let's start with the first point, dependency. Have you ever noticed people checking their horoscope every morning to see that kind of days it is going to be? It's almost like they are letting those stars and planets decide everything for them. When we rely on astrology like this, we can start avoiding responsibility for our choices. And this is what is happening. A lot of people believe that there is something out happening, they do not have a control on it. I have seen it happen so many times. Someone might say, oh, I can't help it, I'm a Scorpio, we are just naturally intense. Or well, my horoscope says today is going to be rough, so I'd be rather just stay in. It is great to use astrology for insight, but not as an excuse to avoid personal responsibility. When we are always looking to astrology to tell us who we are, we can start to lose touch with who we really are. Another way astrology can hold us back is when we get obsessed with the future predictions. Think about it. Astrology has these forecasts, transits, retrograde, right? It's a fun to know about these, but it can also pull us out of the present moment. When you are always thinking Mercury is going to retrograde soon, what's going so wrong? You are basically putting yourself in a state of constant anticipation, sometimes even anxiety. It's easy to get so focused on what's supposedly coming that we miss what's actually happening right now. Life is in the present moment, not in some prediction. If we are always looking for signs of what is next, we are never truly here, and that can keep us from living fully. Ever heard of people freaking out about Mercury retrograde? There is almost a universal panic every time it comes around. Astrology can sometimes heighten anxiety and fear because it categorizes events or time periods as bad or difficult. If you are constantly worried about bad alignments or negative energy, it creates a low level anxiety that impacts everything you do. Astrology can be insightful, but it should never make you feel afraid of life. Life has ups and downs with or without astrology. And coming to the negative aspect of the astrology, last but not least, superstition. When we give astrology more importance than practical, rational thinking, it can steer us away from real solutions. Say you are having trouble in your relationship, and instead of talking it out of seeking counseling, you blame it on your partner's sign. Or if you are facing financial stress, instead of budgeting or seeking financial advice, you get a crystal or charm for wealth attraction. I'm all for spirituality, but sometimes astrology becomes a way to avoid dealing with issues directly. Life has challenges, usually need real practical steps to solve, not just a lucky charm or a horoscope to fix things. Astrology is like a map, not the terrain itself. It offers insights, but we are the ones who walk the path. It can reveal possible challenges, strengths, and even times of prosperity, but it is up to us to use this information responsibly. Astrology has weaknesses, lies in its tendency to become an external locus of control, where we allow outside forces to dictate our inner world, but we can use it as a powerful tool for introspection, learning, and guidance while keeping our autonomy intact. Think of astrology as a weather forecast. If the forecast says it is going to rain, we don't sit at home fearing the rain. Instead, we carry an umbrella and adjust our plans. Similarly, astrology can help us prepare for potential challenges without letting it restrict our actions. Before making a decision based on astrology, take a moment to reflect on your true feelings. Does it align with your value and goals? Avoid overchecking horoscope or obsessing over compatibility signs. Remind yourself that every relationship, like every person, is unique. Embrace your strength and acknowledge areas for growth that astrology might reveal. But remember that you are in control of your life path. While astrology can provide insight, balance it with other practices like meditation, journaling, or therapy to deepen your self-awareness. Remember that the universe is vast and the stars are brilliant, but their power lies not in control but in connection. Astrology was always meant to be a way of understanding ourselves better, not to control our lives or restrict our potential. When we take astrology too literally, we risk diminishing our capacity for resilience and courage. Think about it. Life is unpredictable. Real strength is not knowing what is going to happen. It is how we respond to what happens. Astrology can illuminate part of ourselves, but the courage to act, to make choices, and to grow beyond our chart, that is where true strength lies. So has astrology made us weak? Not necessarily. It's a tool that, like anything powerful, has potential to be used wisely to recklessly. When we take the insight it offers but still trust ourselves, we empower our lives. But when we let astrology dictate every move, we limit our freedom, becoming prisoners to a script that we have the power to change. न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम नेमा विद्यतो भांति कुतो अयम अग्निः. There the sun does not shine, nor the moon, nor the stars, not even lightning or fire. Only the light of the self illuminates all else. This beautiful verse reminds us that beyond all external guidance, there is an eternal light within each of us that guides our journey. Let us walk this path with courage, wisdom, and balance, drawing strength from both the stars and your own heart. As you reflect on this, remember you are not bound by the stars, you are bound only by the limits you accept. Embrace astrology as a companion, not a commander. Use it to understand yourself, to find comfort and insight, but don't lose sight to your own strength and agency. You are here to grow, evolve, and become something extraordinary. So let's be clear, astrology can be awesome for self-reflection and insight, but it's not a substitute for self-awareness, personal responsibility, or rational thinking. It can guide us, but it shouldn't control us. Thank you.